Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishne Namarasetravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishnadeva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmiham Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana. We completed up to Sloka 56 in chapter 2. We'll start from 57 today. Sloka 57, I'll start sharing. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Please chant after me. Yes, sarvatra nabhisneha.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sarvatra
Sneha.
Tatat prapya subha subham.
Shubham.
Nabhinandati nadvesti.
Nabhinandati
Tasya prajna pratisthita.
Tasya
Prajna Pratishtita.
Let's chant together.
Yes,
Yes,
Sarvatra nabhisneha.
Shubham.
Nabhinandati nadvesti.
Tasya
Tasya prajna pratishtita.
So what is the context for this sloka? Anyone?
I think Bhagavan is explaining the qualities of Sthitha Prajna.
Very good.
And,
Yes.
and you explained, it is explained in 4 slokas. We are going
Yes.
through those 4 slokas in progressive stages.
Yes. That's great. So, I mean, how do we identify someone who is a Sthitha Prajna, right? There's nothing like somebody is going to give a degree, right? I mean, I wish there was something like that. I mean, you know, if there is a way for us to actually identify who is a Sthitha Prajna easily, of course, that's one reason why, I mean, Arjuna asked that question and Lord Krishna is answering. So this is how we can identify, or this is how Sthitha Prajna, a person who has established wisdom. You know, Sthitha Prajna is one whose wisdom is established. Wisdom of not the materialistic world, wisdom of Atma Jnana, right? One who is self-realized. How do we identify, or how do we identify a self-realized person, in other words, right? I mean, I'm you know, my goal is self-realization. Somebody says that, right? If we say that my goal is self-realization, then this is what we need to aspire for. This is so in this particular sloka, Lord Krishna is talking about the characteristics or qualities of such a self-realized person. Okay, so this is the 3rd stage of Sthitha Prajna. Now, so what is that? Yaha sarvatra anabhisnehaha. He who is detached everywhere. Okay. Anabhisnehaha is detached. Okay. Sarvatra is everywhere, you know. So he has no affection. I mean, detached everywhere doesn't mean that he's sitting in a forest or on the top of a mountain. He is detached from the worldly affairs. You can take it that way, or he has no affection to what is pleasing. Typically, something that is pleasing for us, we develop affection towards it. We want it. I want to be attached. I want to be with it for some more time, or as long as possible, or forever, right? So if we like a type of food, we want to eat it forever. We like to see something, or we want to talk to we like talking to someone, we want to continue to talk. We develop attachment, affection, or we like our kids, the family members. We are attached to them. We are affected by that relationship. We are, we get attached to them. So this self-realized person, or the one who has vyavasayatmika buddhi, or whose wisdom is established, all are synonymous. So they are detached everywhere, has no affection to whatever it is, no affection to this worldly affairs, basically. So they're not disturbed by it, in other words, right? So then Lord Krishna is saying, tat tat subha asubham prapya na abhinandati tadvesti. Okay, so subha asubham. Subha is favorable, what is good for us. Asubham is unfavorable, what is bad for us, right? So prapya, whenever, tat tat prapya subha subham. So whenever, this person may get either favorable situation, result, whatever it is, or unfavorable situation, result, uh, what do they feel? They feel neither delight, that is na abhinandati, they feel neither delight or praise, right? Na dvesti, they nor aversion, or they do not feel hatred. So we have to link the two. So typically whenever we feel something good, that is favorable for us, okay, that we like, then we feel delight, or or whenever we see something that we get that kind of a praise feeling, right? So the delight feeling, happiness, whenever we experience something favorable, and then whenever we feel unfavorable, when we get unfavorable result or bad result, then we feel hatred, aversion, dejection, depression, all these. So these people, or this person who is having the self, who is self-realized, or whose atma wisdom is well established, that person does not feel either praise or hatred when they experience a favorable or unfavorable situation or result. Okay, tasya prajna pratisthita, for such a person, or his wisdom, pratisthita, is well established or secure. Okay, so two characteristics here. I mean, one is, they're detached from all the worldly affairs. Okay, they do not develop affection to whatever is pleasing. Then they feel, the second is they do not feel either delight or aversion whenever they face favorable or unfavorable situation or result. Okay, so this is the second stage. So we talked about fourth stage and third stage in the last session. This is the second stage of realizing Sthitha Prajna. Second stage of becoming a Sthitha Prajna. Okay, and these people are perfect karma yogis. We can call them as perfect karma yogis. They have become perfection. They have developed perfection in karma yoga. Karma yoga, one of the characteristics of karma yoga is not attached, right? Detachment is key for karma yoga. So, this is the second stage. Detach from everywhere and do not feel either delight or aversion when facing a favorable or unfavorable situation or result.
Varaprasad, just a question. So I know you said stages. So this is not a stage as in grading stage. These are just 4 characteristics, right? This not like 1, 2nd, 3rd, and higher, right?
So basically, all 4 are needed to be called as Sthitha Prajna, right? So, let us say we are at a 0th level, right? Now we can't directly go to the 4th level. We have to go through level 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'm at the 0th level. Now we have to take one step, that is level 1 or stage 1, then take another step. It is not possible to directly jump to stage 4 without also having the characteristics or qualities of the previous stages, because they are, it is by ease, right? Like unless you complete, let us say you have to first know numbers, and then you have to do how to add, subtract, arithmetic, then you can do calculus. For example, I'm just saying, right? So directly doing calculus is without knowing numbers or without having arithmetic knowledge, it is not possible, right? So one who is an expert in let us say I want to call somebody an expert in calculus. Okay, they are also experts, and they know all numbers and they know how to add, subtract. There, all this, there are various stages one has to go through in order to be called as an expert in calculus or expert in mathematics, if you say, let us say, right? That includes, let us say, calculus is the highest level subject that is taught in high school. So one who is an expert in mathematics coming out of high school must have gone through various stages, right? So if I am called as an expert, I cannot call myself as an expert in mathematics just by saying, okay, I know 0 to 9, right? But it is necessary for us to be an expert in mathematics.
Yeah.
Very
the reason
loose example. So here, if I want to call myself as Sthitha Prajna, okay, I need to cross the level 1, then level 2, and level 3, and level 4. Once I cross level 1, when I'm at level 4, then I'm called the Sthitha Prajna.
The reason I asked, sir, was I was going back to the shlokas, and I thought the previous question was how is the Sthitha Prajna person in Samadhi? And then how does that person talk, walk, and I think sit? So I thought like there were, yeah, you're right that you need all four. Okay, got it. So you're saying it's one after second, third, fourth.
Yeah. So stage 1 of becoming Sthitha Prajna, stage 2 of becoming Sthitha Prajna. It is not like I call myself as Sthitha Prajna when I am at the level 1 itself. I'm still, I need to cross those stages. Okay. So, but if you just look at the qualities of stage 4, I mean, here Lord Krishna gave 4 slokas. We need to have, we need to meet all 4 of them, and our acharyas have, after going through these and with their vision, they saw that okay, these are like steps, right? The highest level, then the next level, then the next level down. When I say, right, and then finally the last level. Right. So we finished stage 4 and then stage 3. So stage 2 is basically these qualities, where they have, they do not show affection towards, it's not like they do not, they're not affected by the things that are happening. You got it?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So we need to, if you go slightly deeper into it, okay, they get, they also, their manas is affected by it, but they do not express it outside. You got what I'm saying? They're able to control that manas, So let us say, they neither see here, the key here, if you really read in between the lines, they see the favorable or unfavorable result, okay, but they do not show delight or aversion outside. Typically what happens is we express it outside, like something really bad happens, immediately we express it outside. We show aversion, hatred, anger, and all that, isn't it? So these people do not show that outside. That is the key here. That's why it is not completely Sthitha Prajna, right? This is not the highest level. If you go up a little bit, so what is the third level? Dukkeshu anudvigna manaha, sukheshu vigataspuhaha, vitaraga bhaya krodha. Here, they're devoid of attachment, fear, and anger. They do not get that feeling itself. In third stage, the higher level, which is called Ekendriya Avastha, they are free from excitement, overexcitement, and they are free from distress during painful experiences. They do not feel it even. In stage 2, they do not show it outside.
This bhaya is referring to what kind of fear, sir?
Fear, typically, fear of losing something that we have, right? Fear of losing, or fear of, something unfavorable things are going to happen to us.
Thinking too much.
So fear of losing what is favorable,
Mhm.
or not getting what is favorable, or fear of gaining something unfavorable, right? So that is the fear.
Mhm.
Typically, there is another sloka that comes later. Why do we get fear even?
Mm.
Anger comes out of fear. There is a sloka that for that we will go in deep into that. So they do not even, level 3 is like they don't even have that fear, anger, attachment completely. That totally gone. Now, Lord Krishna in a later sloka links this attachment to fear to anger later. Let us go through that sloka later. So these people are completely, totally avoid of attachment, fear, and anger. Now, the next sloka, what Lord Krishna said is they are not having attachment, and they're sarvatra anabhisneha. So they're detached everywhere, but they still have the desires. They still have the fear and anger that happen inside them, okay, in the manas, but they do not show it outside. Okay, which is also very tough. Then, so the higher stage is like not even having that, isn't it? You got it?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, and makes perfect sense. Thank you.
yeah. So that is stage 2. Stage 2 is called Vyatireka Avastha. Again, these are the terms that are given in other scriptures, linking it to Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Okay, let us look at the next sloka.
Vyatireka avastha, sir.
Yeah.
Oh.
Vyatireka Avastha. So there must be something that is next level to this, right? This is second stage. Second stage of becoming Sthitha Prajna, or second level of becoming Sthitha Prajna. There must be first level or level 0. I mean the bottommost level of becoming Sthitha Prajna. Unless we are able to do that, then we will not achieve level 2 or level 3 or level 4. Okay, I mean, one who reaches level 4 obviously has mastered the other 3, so that they all these come automatically to them. Okay, so
for these 4 levels, at least, maybe I'm jumping ahead, the basic quality should be sattvic, right? He should be sattvic, right? Or maybe will we ever link these two together? Or maybe if a level 0, it has to be sattvic, right?
yeah, develop the sattva guna. Yes.
Okay.
So Lord Krishna talks about Daiva Asura, Daiva qualities, I mean divine qualities, and Asura qualities, or non-divine qualities, right? So are demonic qualities, good qualities and bad qualities in small, simple terms. So that comes later in Bhagavad Gita. So they are all good qualities. We need to develop them. And then he has explained about Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas gunas. Okay. And what is Sattva, what is Rajas, and what is Tamas? And he said, okay, develop Sattva guna. And then he talked about doing our duty. That is a primary. I mean, see, these are the qualities, like I am sattvic in nature, sattva qualities I have. Okay, and I have divine qualities. Okay, but what do I do? And I have the qualities, but I need to do something, right? So I have to do my duties. How do I have to do my duties? As karma yoga. Okay, so doing them as karma yoga, which is supported by jnana yoga, and supported by the bhakti towards Paramatma. Why we need to have bhakti? All that will be explained.
Yeah,
So these are all linked together. So if I'm at this level, level 4 of Sthitha Prajna, or I'm a master of Sthitha Prajna, that means my wisdom is well established, never goes away, no matter what, right? Never gets disturbed. I'll not forget, when it is convenient for me, apply. When it is not convenient, not apply. It's not like that. It is always there. I'm always self-realized. So for such a person, they have to do all the things. When we will not be able to develop the detachment unless we do the other things. We will not be able to, control our, angers, desires, unless we have other things supporting. Unless I'm supported by the rest of the Bhagavad Gita, right? But so that's why the rest of the Bhagavad Gita is an elaboration of chapter 2. That's what they say. So, I mean, it is great to know this is the answer, for example, answer to, to reach our goal. But to get to that answer, we have to go through, a particular procedure and process, and we have to have a lot of knowledge and go through some steps. And in order to reach that final step. And all that is explained in rest of the Bhagavad Gita.
sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so let's look at Sloka 58. Share my screen. Can you see the sloka?
Yes, sir.
Yada samharate chayam
Yada
Chayam
kurmongani vasarvasaha
Kurmongani
Sarvashaha
indriyanindriyardebhyaha
Indriyandriyardebhyah
tasya prajna pratisthita.
Asya
Tasya prajna pratisthita.
Let's chant together.
Yada
Yada
samharate
samharate chayam kurmangani vasarvashaha indriyandriyardebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita.
So in Sloka 58, Lord Krishna is going to the last level. That is level 1 or stage 1 of becoming Sthitha Prajna. This is the most basic. Okay. So Lord Krishna is saying, Kurmaha Angani Iva Sarvasaha. Like a turtle withdraws its limbs completely. Yada when ayam indriyadebhyaha indriyani samharate. Okay, so like a like a turtle withdraws its limbs completely, like that, when ayam, this seeker, this person, ayam indriyadebhyaha indriyani samharate, withdraws the senses from the sense objects. Samharate is withdrawing. Indriyadebhyaha, from the sense objects. Indriya artha. Indriyas are senses. Indriya artha means sense objects. Okay. Indriyani samharate, withdraws the senses from those sense objects. Tada is not there. We have to understand that. Tasya prajna pratisthita. Then his wisdom, or tasya, that person's wisdom, or tasya prajna pratisthita, is well established. Okay, so when this one who is seeking to become a Sthitha Prajna, okay, when this seeker or one who is a Sthitha Prajna at this level withdraws the senses from the sense objects, like how a turtle withdraws its limbs completely, then the wisdom will be well established. When does so let us look at the turtle example. Did I stop sharing? Yeah. So when does turtle withdraw its limbs?
When it got fear of attack, somebody is attacking it.
Yes. When something is unfavorable going to happen, right? When it is going to be hurt, right?
Mm.
So it brings up everything under its hood, that shell, right? So when we are in a situation where we are going to be affected, we are going to be disturbed, we are going to be troubled, we are going to be harmed, right? Then just like how a turtle withdraws its limbs, we have to withdraw our senses from the sense objects, right? These senses are, they are in the, in this world, right? The world is full of sense objects. So how many senses we have? The senses of knowledge, senses of perception. I mean,
5.
Jnanendriyas. 5. What are they?
Eyes.
Shabda, Sparsha, Ropa, Rasa, Gandha.
Very good. And what are the sense objects for each one of them?
Oh. The ears.
So Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, those are
The
sense
Tanmatras.
objects. What are the senses? So ear. So you said Shabda, right? So ear is a sense.
Yes. Sense.
And I mean, ear, not the physical. I mean, this is a little bit confusing because, people may have the physical parts, but they may not be able to hear. So the indriya of hearing is
The
what we call as
capability of,
ears. Ears
Ah,
is not the physical part alone. It is the whole entire nervous system that gives the perception of hearing. Okay. So that is one sense. Hearing is a sense, and the object of that ear sensory organ is sound. Sound, which is music, is good, is liking. If it is, I like a type of music, then it is, that is good. But there could be things which are harmful for us, sounds which are harmful. Okay, I'm not talking just in terms of harmful for the physical ear part, like if it is too loud or, having other frequencies, it may hurt. Not just that, but what we hear may affect us. Like somebody is preaching something really bad. Okay, that is harmful for us. Someone who is preaching good for us, good things to us, is favorable to us. It's good for, right? I mean, for example, this what we are hearing in this satsang is good, isn't it? I mean, it is going to change our lives in a good direction. So we'll be able to manage our life properly. Now, if someone is saying, hey, don't go to satsang and let's have a party, enjoy, that what you hear, it may sound pleasing to us, but it is harmful for us. Okay, or we are hearing songs which are motivating us, songs or sounds, whatever it is, motivating us to do bad or harm others, be more greedy, saying things like, hey, unless you show all these qualities, you'll not be able to live in this world. Those kind of things which are going to put us in a bad direction. So that is harmful for us. So that is about hearing. Shabda, what is the next one you said?
Sparsha.
Sparsha. Skin. Skin is the sense organ, and so sparsha is the sensory object, sense object. So what is that sense object? Is comforts to our skin, comfortable things or not comfortable things, that harm us physically. Now, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa is a sense object for eyes, the form, color, right? So that is the sense. So what we see is the sense object. Okay, so eyes are the senses. Now, whatever we see could be, motivating us to do bad, isn't it? That is harmful for us. If whatever we see could motivate us to do good, like if we go to temple and pray to God, see the beautiful form of Lord. So, or such other things which are good for us. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, you said. So Rasa is the sense object for tongue. Right? Again, something really delicious may be harmful for us physically and also for our our behavior, right? Say, for example, alcohol or meat, that will develop Rajasic and Tamasic qualities in us. So, or if we eat something sattvic food, then it is favorable to us. Just today I was reading New Year resolutions. There was an article. There are three New Year resolutions.
Weight loss
So,
is the first one.
yeah, doing exercise, regular exercise is the first one. Second is to eat plant-based food. And that is the second. This is in, I think I saw it in CNN or something. So they said there are studies which say that the the age, average age will increase by 13 years, it seems,
Wow.
if you eat plant-based food. So they can't say, oh, completely give up. So they say as much as possible. They say. So I mean, this is directed towards those who have. I mean, some people here, they don't eat. I mean, every meal should have something animal-based food. Every meat, primarily meat, right? So for them, if you just say that, oh, you have to give up the whole thing, they cannot do. So they said reduce as much as possible. But the article says that if you take completely vegetarian food, your life expectancy increases by 13 years. Right? So that is the second one. So rasa has so much either positive or negative impact on us, just physically itself. But how about the mental behavior? Like if it increases our anger, depression, all these kinds of moods, which are harmful for us, which make us to do things which we don't want to do. The same people who do those activities, if you ask them later, why did you do it? I didn't want to do it, but somehow I did it because of the food they take. The food that we take through ears, eyes, tongue, each of that. I mean, food for ears is the sound that goes into us. We process it. Eyes is the form that we see, that we process, and the actual food that we eat through the mouth. So that could be harmful or beneficial. Siddha Rupa Rasa,
Gandha.
Gandha last. Smell. Smell is the sense object for nose. Nose is a sensory organ. So these sense objects, when they are harmful for us, what do we have to do?
Stay away from that, or reduce.
Immediately withdraw the senses from those sense objects, right? Because at this stage, when we see it, we will not be able to control. When we actually, let us say, let's take one simple example. Someone who is, who wants to control the tongue, wants to be sattvic food, eat sattvic food. So what do they have to do? They have to go to a non-vegetarian restaurant or a vegetarian restaurant.
Go to vegetarian. Yeah.
Exactly. They're forced to eat vegetarian.
Yeah,
right? So they can't get non-vegetarian food at all, right? So they're withdrawing themselves from a non-vegetarian restaurant, placing them in a situation where they can go to, they are in a vegetarian restaurant situation. Then they will be automatically controlled, isn't it? So they don't have to do I mean, with the controlling that ourselves when they actually see, and let's say they're so much interested in non-vegetarian, place a non-vegetarian dish in front of them, very very delicious non-vegetarian for them. Asking them not to eat is impossible. That person will have tough time. So what they need to do is they have to put themselves in a situation where they won't even get the non-vegetarian. They won't. So they're withdrawing their tongue, from non-vegetarian. In this particular example, right? So the same way, like we go to a party, let us say, and then the party is full of drinks and other things, and the person is used to drinking, let us say, alcohol. Now, they should they go to the party and then decide, oh, okay, today I'll control myself, and then I will not take it, a single drink. Is that a good decision, or not even going to that party, knowing that there will be drinks in that party?
Don't go to the party. That's it.
Don't go to the party, right? So withdrawing oneself from the situations that are harmful for us is the first and foremost. That's why it's a level 1. If we put ourselves in a situation where our senses, senses are very powerful. This is what Lord Krishna even says later also. Senses are extremely powerful in driving us in their direction. If we see something, then senses will want it. Okay, it's very difficult to control the senses once you place the senses in the vicinity of the sense objects, right? If you think that something we are going to be affected by the sense objects, then don't put your senses in that situation, right? So that is primarily what Lord Krishna is saying, that a person who wants his wisdom to be well established, who wants to attain self-realization state, they have to withdraw their senses from those sense objects which are harmful, for which are going to move this person away from the goal. Okay. So, in other words, I mean, if you are like, if I'm withdrawing senses away from what is harmful, if you look at the other side, I'm going to, we need to put the senses in a situation where it is beneficial for us. So instead of going to a movie and saying that I'm going to remember all Bhagavad Gita Slokas while watching movie, put yourself in a situation where you can go to a satsang or a meditation center where you will be able to peacefully chant Bhagavad Gita. It's impractical to put yourself in a situation where it is difficult to meditate, difficult to control your senses, and impractical to think that you will be able to do that. Withdraw yourself from those situations. Place the senses in, in the situation around the sense objects which are beneficial.
Prasad Garu, if you remember, like I know we were discussing before, if you want to go to Disney, and you can go to Disney, but visualize, because like I think you and Balaji are given an example, right? You can probably, when you are there, okay, you can visualize God kind of a thing. I mean, maybe you can rather than right. I mean, sometimes you may not be able to avoid, right? And going for some sightseeing or somewhere, right? I know, I mean, you should not, but still, I know you remember mentioning that. Oh, okay. Then try to, even in a movie song, right? You remember giving an example, visualize, right? You like a movie song, okay? You want to listen to it, you want to see it, right? See whether you can, right? I mean, visualize Lord there, right? I think, remember, I mean, the conversation we had.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Lord Krishna gave that in the Bhagavad Gita later in later slokas. He said, "See me in everything that you see." Yes, I mean, we'll go through the slokas. So basically, that is at a higher level. That is at so. I mean, again, it is easy to say that, oh, okay, when you listen to this song, instead of, I mean, actually, I practice this myself now. Whenever I hear the song, if someone is singing about the other person, right? Saying that how great you are and I like you so much. I don't see the hero or heroine are there. And I keep thinking, oh, okay, this person is singing about God. Okay. And the lot of other people also feel it once they start, going through this journey. But for a normal person, regular person who is not used to that, who doesn't know anything, then saying that, okay, you go to the movie, but instead of seeing that hero or heroine, imagine Paramatma. It is not possible, right? So that is at a higher stage. Once we achieve the state where, when we go and see the Disney, for example, and there's some beautiful thing there, we immediately think of, oh, God's creation, so great, right? That is at a higher level. But normal people, they will not be able to. So for them, it is like their own enjoyment. I'm getting enjoyment, or I'm getting, if let us say they are not able to see, then immediately they get frustrated and all that. They become angry, they lose their mind, they hit somebody, and all these things happen. So if we are used to seeing Paramatma in everything, then it's a very high level. Once we reach that stage, no problem. Actually, we should see the entire world. We should experience the entire world. Paramatma has not given anything that is useless. Okay, but we have to experience it as his blessings.
That's a challenge, right? Your wife want to go for a movie, then you're inviting trouble, right? Oh, you feel that, okay, no, that's, you should not, right? Because of these things. Right? I mean, because when you're in a family kind of a thing, but my wife never asked me to take for a movie. That's different. Usually, it's a good thing, right? She doesn't want to go for a movie. But I'm just handing an example, right? Yeah,
Gradually happens.
Again, let us say we are in a situation where someone is playing a song, which is, as I said, right, which is describing the greatness of a place or a person or something, which is a pakka commercial song.
Yeah.
Let us say. It doesn't. We don't have to take us away from it. We have to see Paramatma in it. So you'll be able to enjoy. They will be able to enjoy. You'll be able to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
So if let us say you're in a situation where you have to take your family to vacation, they will be enjoying. Let us say, if they're at a higher, assuming they're not at a higher level, they're enjoying the physical, materialistic things, but we are enjoying Paramatma, spiritual. So again, there won't be any problem. So we should not be averse to experiencing. That is at the, once you cross level 1,
stage 2, right?
right? when you are in level 2. So let us link the levels, right? So level 1 is where if a sensory organ is in a situation where it is harmful, then immediately, pull away from it, because our mind is not strong enough to control the sensory organ after it experiences it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are
I mean, one
controlling your sense.
interesting thing, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please go. No, I was going to say one interesting thing I observed, and Swamijis, they know everything, what's going around. They know the developments in science and technology. They know, the incidents that are happening in the society. But still, I think they are not impacted at all.
Yeah. Yes. That is so one is don't put our senses in a situation where the sense objects are going to harm us, take us away from our goal. So that's step 1. Then step 2, because I mean, we have desires, materialistic desires are there. So I want to eat this, I want to see that, I want to hear this kind of thing. I want to enjoy that. That is the materialistic desire. I want all enjoyments for my senses, materialistic enjoyments. Now, take it away from what is harmful, put it in a favorable situation. That is step 1. Step 2 is you are experiencing, your senses are experiencing outside world, but you don't show reaction to it. So let us say go to the restaurant where non-vegetarian is served. Your manas may say, hey, like that has the vasanas saying that, oh, this, I like this food, but that doesn't come out through the senses. Like you will not, your senses are now under control, so you will not eat it, right? So you're not showing or other, for example, someone is scolding you. Let's take that example. So it is harmful for our ears, let us say. We will not be able to control it if we hear it. Now, because I have a desire to be praised, I have no desire to be criticized. So when someone is, let us say, someone is going to criticize us, okay, when we know that, and I will not be able to control myself from being affected by it, then let's not go into that situation. That's step 1, right? You go out, you don't put yourself in that situation. But if, let us say, you're in step 2, stage 2, then what happens is you will hear those words, but you will not show the physically outside. You will be affected by it internally, but you will not use your hands and mouth to react back. Okay. So there our senses are in complete control. Step 2. Still, mind is affected, manas is affected. I mean, this was my desire of getting praised, but I'm getting criticized. In level 3, that is also gone. I don't care about praise or criticism. So So then manas is also not affected. You are not disturbed at all. So in stage 2, whether there is praise or criticism, whether we like it or dislike, whether it is favorable or unfavorable, we do what we are supposed to do. That is karma yoga. Do it with detachment. That is karma yoga. That is stage 2. Stage 3 of becoming Sthitha Prajna is that liking, disliking gone. Praise, criticism, all that is gone. Everything is equal for us. We'll not even have the desire to be praised, desire to have, whatever materialistic things, right? So automatically the reaction is same. See, in stage 2, the reaction is also you do the duty, but internally affected by it. You are not showing it outside. Stage 3, you're not even internally affected. You're maintaining your mental balance. So attachment, desires, anger are completely gone, is what he said in stage 3. So in stage 3, the focus is only towards Atma. In stage 2, focus is still towards, maybe, you still have desires for materialistic things, but your senses are in control. In stage 4, which is the lowest level, senses are also not in control. So senses are not in control in the sense that once it sees it, it wants it, that's it. So what you need to do is put it, just like how the tortoise brings the limbs, inside. We need to control our senses and don't place it in a harmful situation. So this initial stage of becoming Sthitha Prajna is called Yatamana Avastha. Yatamana Avastha. Okay. So mind is still having desires. Okay. So when the mind is wants to run away from that, run away towards those, fulfilling those desires, then, and basically the senses want all those, materialistic pleasures. Control those senses, move it in a different direction. Okay.
So by default, all of us are in stage 4. Can we say that? Or no, maybe not.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to be Sthitha Prajna and starts doing this, right? I want to control my senses is stage 4. Yes. Yeah.
So
All of us,
so,
at least in stage 4.
Yeah.
I mean, we may be successful in sometimes, some not successful sometimes. So we are trying to perfect it. So our senses, let us say I don't want to see violent movies.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times we have seen? If it is 0, then we become perfect.
Yeah.
If it is like once a year, sometimes under force, then we are not. Some people say, right, like I want to get rid of this bad habit, but earlier I was doing it daily, but now I'm doing it only once a week or whenever I meet friends, and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is not perfect, right? But they're in the practice stage of getting rid of that bad habit. So yeah, so this primary thing to know here is that senses are very powerful, is what Lord Krishna again going to say later. And we need to be really, really careful with them. They are the, I mean, they are necessary for us to live. At the same time, they are the evil to put us in a bad direction. So we need to use them properly. Senses are like the horses that take us wherever we, if we want to go somewhere. Let's say there's a horse chariot. The horses are there in the front. Horses are the ones which have to take the chariot along. We can move the chariot without the horses. But so they are necessary. But if you don't control the horses, they will go in whatever direction they want and will not be able to reach our destination. Same way, our senses, we need to control them so that they can go in the proper direction. Okay.
Sorry, I want to just get one clarification.
Sure.
So is the stage 4 more mature than stage 3, or did you say stage 4 is the lowest level? Or because I understood stage 1, 2, 3. 3 is more mature than 2, and 2 is more than mature than 1. Stage 4 is...
Yeah. So I don't know if maybe I confused by swapping the stages. So stage 4 is the highest level.
Right. Okay.
Stage 4 is Vasikara Avastha.
Right.
Okay. 4th stage of Sthitha Prajna. 4th stage of becoming Sthitha Prajna. Once you become perfect in stage 4 is perfect Sthitha Prajna.
Okay.
And stage 3 is Ekendriya Avastha. This is one level below that stage 4. Then their senses are in control, manas is in control, they're focused towards self-realization only. Their desires are completely gone, so that's stage 3. Stage 2 of becoming Sthitha Prajna is Vyatireka Avastha. And where that's what we discussed today. So
yeah.
They have detachment. They will not be showing, the delight or aversion outside. They do not have this, delight and aversion coming out and changing their behavior. So they will not be physically showing whatever they're feeling. Right? So they will not be physically reacting to whatever they are experiencing. Okay, so that is stage 2 of becoming Sthitha Prajna, which is Vyatireka Avastha, opposite. Then final is stage 1. Stage 1 of becoming Sthitha Prajna is Yatamana Avastha. This is the initial stage of Sthitha Prajna.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I was saying this as 4. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. When our acharyas explain about becoming Sthitha Prajna or the characteristic of Sthitha Prajna, they go in the opposite direction. Like they will first explain first stage of Sthitha Prajna, which is Yatamana Avastha. Like the example is tortoise, very easy to understand, right? Whenever it faces trouble, it brings the limbs inside. So whenever we see trouble for our senses are going to take us in a wrong direction. Immediately we have to control our senses, bring them back. Don't put them outside and then think that, oh, okay, we'll be able to control our senses. Don't put them outside in, like senses are like a crocodile in water. They become more powerful. Crocodiles become very powerful in water. So if you don't want to, if you don't want the senses to drag us along with them, then don't feed them. Don't put them in a situation where the senses will run away in whatever direction they want. So withdraw the senses and feed them with something else. That will come later, little bit. So withdraw the senses is stage 1 of becoming Sthitha Prajna or initial Sthitha Prajna. So stage 2 is Vyatireka Avastha, where the senses are experiencing things, but they are able to, they are detached from those experiences. So they do not show the delight and aversion outside, but their mind, they still have desires. Their mind is affected by it. So that is stage 2. Stage 3 of becoming Sthitha Prajna is basically they have no desires. They have no attachment, no fear, anger. Their mind is completely balanced. It's not disturbed, or it's not overexcited. Okay, so that is stage 3, which is Ekendriya Avastha. Is all the focus is towards Atma now. And then final stage is Vasikara Avastha, completely Sthitha Prajna. They are. So how do we determine stage 4 of Sthitha Prajna? Or, one who is self-realized is Atmani eva Atmana tushtaha. This is the key. Okay. So they are pleased only with their self. Nothing else will disturb them. They have no desires at all. Completely, all desires are completely gone. They're only, they get, they're pleased only with their self. If they have $1 million, fine. If they don't have $1 million, if they have $0 also, it is fine. It does not affect them at all. They're satisfied with their self only. So that is what is self-realization. Namalwar is in that stage. Namalwar is one example of stage 4, and Sukha Maharshi is another example. Okay. Look at one more sloka. '59. Okay, let me share my screen. Look at 59. Can you see 59?
Yes, sir.
Vishaya vinivartante.
Vishaya
Niraharasya dehinaha.
Niraharasya dehinaha
Rasavarjam rasopyasya.
Rasavarjam rasopyasya
Param društva nivartate.
Param drishva nivartate.
Let's chant together.
Vishaya
Vinivartante
Niraharasya
Niraharasya
dehinaha
दृष्ट्वा
Okay. So Lord Krishna is continuing. Niraharasya dehinaha. Dehinaha, for the self. Niraharasya, for the self who withdraws senses, okay, who does not feed senses. Okay, Vishaya, Vishayaha, Vishaya, this is a common word that comes many times. Vishayas, Vishayas. Vishayas are nothing but sense objects. This entire materialistic world, whatever, all the 5 types of sense objects that we have seen, those are called Vishayas or Vishayaha in Sanskrit. Vishayaha rasavarjam vinivartante. Sense objects do not affect except the taste. We'll discuss. We'll look at it further. Asya, for that person. Okay, rasavarjam rasaha api asya. So in that asya, for that person, param drushtva, after perceiving the supreme. Param is supreme. Param drushtva, after perceiving the supreme. Rasaha api nivartate. Param drushtva nivartate is there, right? So rasaha api in the third line. So rasaha api nivartate. Even the taste goes away. So typically when we withdraw senses from the sense objects, what is that we are losing? Like we are
feeling the taste, yeah, we still have that internally.
Exactly, right? So sense objects don't affect us, but the taste still remains. That's what Lord Krishna is saying. See, nirahara dehinaha vishayaha rasavarjam vinivartante. Except for the taste, except for rasa, they will go away. Okay, so so in the previous sloka, what he said, you withdraw the senses from the sense objects, he said, right? When we withdraw the sense from the sense objects, we still have that longing, the taste, right? I might have given up a type of food, one type of food, some time back, but I still have that longing, the taste inside me, right? That is still there in my manas.
That is vasanas.
That is yeah. He's calling it as rasa. So rasa is taste or longing. Okay, so these sense objects do not affect us, but the longing will affect us. Longing for those sense objects affect us because of the vasanas that we have. I mean, right? Because we have that tendencies. Vasanas are translated as tendencies. We have, we have developed some kind of a taste. We have the longing for it. Okay. And then we want to enjoy that kind of a thing, because we have, like, if I have a tendency to fight, right? I have the taste of fight in me. I want to fight, kind of a taste. Even if my senses are taken away from that situation, that person will, okay, he'll not be fighting, but still that longing for fighting is there. That is one. Or for some kind of a food, or some type of some music, or some like, if let us say I have a taste or longing for enjoying in the party. Okay, so I've been doing that for a long time. I developed the taste for it. I like it. Now I withdraw my senses from that situation. Okay, that sense object, whatever happens in the party. I didn't go to the party, but I still keep thinking about it, isn't it? So that is the taste. Asya, for that person, param društva rasa api nivartate. Even the taste goes away when param društva, after perceiving the supreme beyond the sense objects, the supreme, which is here we can, the supreme beyond the sense objects is ourself. So after perceiving ourself, the taste goes away. The taste, even the taste goes away. That's what Lord Krishna is saying, right?
But not in,
sorry, go ahead.
not in stage 1, right? But if it's in stage 1, so I'm trying to understand, right? I mean, he's saying that if you just keep on practicing, hopefully that will go away. Even the taste.
Yeah. So if here's the thing, right? Like, if I tell somebody, hey, you should not go to the party, or you should not go into the situation where you have materialistic pleasures. Okay, they will not be successful. That person will not be successful. Doesn't make sense. Why? If you say that, oh, you cannot go, you are only preventing, from senses from going into that situation, but the longing is still there, so they will eventually go back. Right? So unless the person focuses on the self, unless they perceive the self, which is supreme compared to the sense objects. See, why, let us say you get $100 in one place. You always used to go, I get $100 here. If you say, hey, don't go and get the $100 at all, then you will still, if you want money, so you'll go to get the $100. But if you show that there's $1,000 somewhere else, right? Where will you go?
Go behind 1,000. Yeah.
You will go to a place where there is $1,000, right? Isn't it? You will not still go to $100. So if sense objects are, senses are used to sense objects. Okay, that longing is there for sense objects, and if you withdraw your senses from sense objects, the longing is still there. So you will eventually going to again fall back into the same thing, unless we put the senses more towards the supreme compared to the sense objects. Then you will shift your senses towards that. your longing will go away. So if if I say I like to go to a particular movie, and instead someone says, hey, you cannot go to that movie, you go to something else, do something else. If that something else is worse compared to the movie, then I will always curse myself. Why did I not go to the movie? Why did I not go to the movie? But imagine that something else is much more superior compared to the movie that you wanted to go. Obviously, you'll not. You'll be happy. Oh, I was earlier going to this worthless movie. Now I'm. This is much better, right? So when our senses are experiencing sense objects, okay, there is some taste that we develop some taste. The taste is because of the tendencies we are going and experiencing it. Now, if you withdraw it, that experience only withdrawn. The taste is still there. The taste will eventually force us to experience again. Will not be successful in keeping the senses away from the sense objects because of the taste that we developed. Now, if we move the taste, if we experience, if we perceive the self which is superior compared to sense objects, then that taste will also go, will not even feel like experiencing sense objects again. That's why, so for someone who is into self-realization and Paramatma realization, for them it really I want to go and watch movies, I want to go have vacations, I want to have parties, and all this will become like immaterial for them. Like there's no taste for such kind of things. They don't even feel like they're missing something. If we force somebody not to go to those parties and don't experience the self, something better than the sense objects, then for them, they always feel like I'm missing something, I'm missing, it doesn't make sense, I should go back, I should go back. So it is very important to shift towards self, which is much more superior compared to sense objects. And this will continue. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Lord Krishna continues to explain. The story is not complete. But the primary point is why someone is not, succeeding in going in a good direction is because they're not introduced to what is a superior thing. Either they're not introduced, or unfortunately they're not blessed to receive that knowledge because of all the vasanas that they're carrying. So they have to do more practice than compared to other people.
Thank you.
Any questions before we conclude for today? No? Okay, thank you so much. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakriti svabhavat karomi yajjat sakalam parasmai narayanayati samarpayami Narayanayati samarpayami Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanastu Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha Jai Srimanarayan.
Jai Srimanarayan.
Jai Srimanarayan.
Happy New Year, everyone.